I assume most of you enjoy watching movies and shows during your free time. So recently, I just finished the latest HBO miniseries drama, I Know This Much Is True. The show stars Mark Ruffalo and Mark Ruffalo playing as identical twin brothers. Even after watching the 6-episode series, it got me thinking, how do you film the same actors side by side? It can't just solely be special effects, right? Throughout history, we have countless of actors playing as identical twins across all different genres, from films to television shows. Some of these performances are good, and some are quite questionable. Today, I am going to be sharing how playing as twins is exactly achieved on screen, along with showcasing great examples of actors giving their best performances to date by simply playing as twins. You will have a better understanding and appreciation by the time this speech is over. To start off, we have to know where all of this started. Acting has always been a part of world culture since 534 BC, when Thespis became the first ever actor, starting in Greece. Since then, Shakespeare came along, giving actors huge parts for plays, and over time, the performing in front of a crowd has slowly transitioned into the big screen, and that is when cinema is born. As movies are becoming part of a new industry, it came to the point in which the same actor can be able to play as identical twins. Here Comes the Waves is a film from 1944, and it is one of the very first ever movies to have two of the same actors shot in the exact same room. Actress Betty Hutton stars as identical twins in this film. And I have a little video to better showcase how they filmed it back in the 40s. So here, as you see, in between Betty and Betty, there's this obvious spacing gap. And that is because they filmed her scenes on the right and then the left, and then later on they would try to line up the shots together. And as you see here, it's Betty coming in front, and her all the way back there, that's a stunt double. So that's not really her. And now back to modern day, the 21st century. Movies have perfected this technique with special effects and all this stuff, and also to better showcase identical twins. Since then, actor Mark Ruffalo has given his best performance to date, and I know this much is true. After finishing the show, it made me really curious as to how filming of Mark Ruffalo's scenes was done. So I also have a little video here, as it better visualizes what they did in 2020. So, as you see there, Mark Ruffalo, boom, stunt actor, and that was before visual effects was placed. So it was Mark Ruffalo filming his one scenes on one side, and then they would film Ruffalo playing as the other brother on the left for later on. Even with all that shown, does that necessarily make his performance amazing? I'm here to say that this is not just any performance some actor can just give. Mark Ruffalo is really astonishing. And I'll tell you why. Mark Ruffalo, for one thing, is a method actor. So before, like all the Marvel movies, of him playing as the Incredible Hulk, he's really method in his acting craft. So while being on this show, for one of the brothers you see here on the left, he had to gain 20 pounds to play as the role. And after all those scenes were filmed, he had to shoot all of the scenes of the other brother while he lost 20 pounds. And with this, on the surface level, you can see how totally different they are on the surface. And while you watch them both together, they're totally different with how they give their mannerisms and how they interact with each other and everybody else. Another phenomenal performance no one ever talks about is Jeremy Irons in the criminally underrated film Dead Ringers. This movie came out in the year 1988, which amazes me on his performance level. You will briefly see here how a film close to the 21st century is accomplished.
In the film's early scenes, real twins Nicholas and Jonathan Haley play the Mantle brothers as children. However, the adult brothers are both played by Jeremy Irons. With a combination of split-screen techniques and computerized motion control camera work, Irons can appear on screen as both Beverly and Elliot simultaneously.
Hello, Mary.
Every twin shot must be filmed twice, with Irons playing first one role and then the other.
This was a motion control shot. We're seeing both halves of the frame. In this shot, we had the two of them walking side by side as the motion control rig was dollying back. You'll see in a moment Elliot entering this side of frame, and then we use the video to put a hard split in to show Beverly entering on the left-hand side. We keep moving the split around to, accommodate them during the shot, and we can see how the two of them play together throughout.
And it's crazy because this was back in the 80s. This was before we're so used to seeing all these special effects in movies, and hardly this movie used it, which is impressive on that level too. And I really believe Jeremy Irons should have been nominated for an Academy Award for this movie. Even with this shot here, they are not much different from how they look. So how can you tell which brother is which? The power here is the twins showing off their mannerisms, including how they talk, because they're both drastic in that department. From the way they talk about work, relationships, and whatever else is on their minds, we can see how different, complex, and subtle each character is, which I find extremely credible how only just a single actor can do all that. Now that I have shared with everyone about twins and movies, I'll move on to my conclusion. Actors have always been around since ancient times, and it's incredible to see how movies have shaped actors over time. It's sometimes hard to realize how much work can go into a movie, even when an actor plays as identical twins. Films are not always about learning how to live or pretending to be one of the characters. Films are powerful because we can share the same emotions as the actors as we participate in the wonders of creation. And that is true art. It absolutely can be life-changing, as it is a gateway to learn a bit more about ourselves, even if we see a film about identical twins.